So, good morning, everyone. Sorry for the slight delay. Hope everyone is feeling well and is already seated on cross-legged if possible. Today is Buddh Purnima, so let's make a little extra effort to generate extra merit. So if we're sitting on the floor, we can try to fold our legs, rise up through our butt bones to straighten our backs. And we can raise our hands above our heads, interlock our fingers, stretch up. Give ourselves a good stretch. Roll our shoulders back. And bring our hands down to rest on our knees. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale. One more time, a deep breath in. And exhale. Let's take a few breaths in this position, in this comfortable seated position, to further relax ourselves and to tune in, to become more alert to the goings on in our bodies this morning. So let's drop our awareness into our body and take a few deep breaths. We can do a body scan to give each part of our body a little attention, to check in. So we can start with our head and neck. Take a deep breath into the head and neck and exhale from the head and neck and relax. Moving down to the shoulders, the arms, upper arms and lower arms and hands. Take a deep breath in to this part of the body and exhale from this region of the body. Moving our attention and our breath to our chest and upper back. Breathe in to this part of the body, and as we breathe out, let's relax it a little bit more. Moving down to our middle back, our rib cage, our lower back and abdomen. Take a deep breath in to our upper torso and exhale and relax. Breathing into our hips and buttocks and thighs. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. moving our attention and our breath to our legs and feet. Breathe in to the legs and feet. And breathe out, and as we breathe out, relax. Let go a little bit more with every exhalation. And then we can bring our attention to the sensations of the breath as we feel it in our bellies. Let's take a few breaths, feeling the rising and the falling of the belly. Today being Buddha Purnima, Buddha Purnima is the day of the Buddha's birth, the day of enlightenment, as well as his parinirvana or passing. So let's set a slightly broader motivation today, an intention to, with our daily practice, with this discipline that we have every day to show up for Shamatha practice, let's generate a motivation to develop the mind of full awakening, like the Buddha did, for the benefit of all sentient beings, recognizing that just as we suffer, they too suffer. Everyone suffers. And if we are so fortunate as to have the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha with us, the Dharma especially, we can quicken, we know the path, we know what needs to be done in order to remove ourselves from this cyclical existence of suffering, samsara, as it's called, and begin to relate to things and people in non-samsaric ways. It's a very big motivation, but it's also a very big and important day. So let's aspire big today. Let's generate a big intention. Spend a few moments on this thought. Non-samsaric ways means to relate to things and people without attachment and aversion, which is seen as the as the heart of suffering, the core of suffering. When we grasp when we grasp at things or people or try to run away or avoid things that cause us, that bring up this feeling of resistance or aversion. So embedding this intention for our practice today and for our larger practice as well in the days and weeks to come, that we will generate this mind of full awakening in order to be of maximum benefit to all sentient beings. Let's begin our practice. Many of us know what this practice entails, but for those of us who are new, in Shamatha we focus on a single point of awareness, which today and most days we take as our breath. We simply alight on the breath where we feel it in our bodies, which is for most of us either in our bellies, our chest, or in at the tip of our nostrils. So choosing a single place to focus our attention on, we just follow its movements as it moves in and out of the body. Once our mind stabilizes on doing this for a while, we can begin to observe the nature of our relation to the breath. Is it a little controlling? Or is it drifting away? And make the necessary adjustments. The idea is to just observe, to train the mind to just observe, to just focus on a single point. That's the only aim of this practice. So every time we notice our minds doing something else, very, very kindly bringing our minds back to the breath as we feel it in our bodies at any of these points. So we can begin our practice keeping our larger motivation in mind. We'll go on till 7:10 today so that we have 20 minutes of practice. We can begin. We can slowly come back to our surroundings, paying, feeling the sensation of contact between our sit bones, our butt bones, and the cushion or floor. Hearing the sounds around us, gently opening our eyes, letting the light in, seeing the first images of the day, and let's dedicate the all the positive merits gathered in this practice toward generating a mind of full awakening, bodhicitta, for the benefit of all sentient beings. We also dedicate for the rebirth of our dear late co-founder, Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Before we conclude this session, I'd like to remind everyone that today, being Buddha Purnima, we are having two sessions at Tushita, Delhi. One will be in the morning from 11:30 to 1, and that will be a sort of reflection on bodhicitta as well as the 8 verses of mind training. And the second will be in the evening from 6:30 to 8 p.m., which will be a series of mantra recitations, including the very important Heart Sutra, the Wisdom Sutra, and we hope as many of you can join in person. So whoever needs to leave can leave. I think, Avik, you had a question. If it's, let me unmute you so you can ask, and I'll try to answer if it's not too big of a question. Okay, you can unmute yourself.
Hi.
Hi.
So the thing is, I'm just starting this. I attended some of the evening sessions last year,
Mm-hmm.
the 4, 5 of them, and I attended the session day before yesterday. So the thing is, I was able to just do it for 10 minutes, and then I was not able to do it. I was sitting in a relaxed posture and still doing the breathing, and in the end, I just laid down. So can I do this practice while lying down?
If you feel very tired, I suppose yes, but generally, I mean, posture sets the tone, right? So if you lie down, the signal to the body is really okay, let's get into a deep state of relaxation and maybe even drop off to sleep. So then we're losing the other arm of the practice, which is to be alert. Right, you're not helping yourself, your body to be alert if you lie down. But if you have some physical problem, or you're very, very tired, then of course the overarching aim is to be comfortable. So if you need to lie down, then sure. But otherwise, if you are lying down because you're feeling tired or, because of the practice or sleepy, then it's not advisable. So yeah, and I think at the beginning, it often happens that we start with smaller periods of sustained attention. It's quite natural. But really, when the mind goes away, you just try to keep bringing it back. It's that sort of consistency and persistence and bringing it back to the breath, that at some point, what one notices is that the time starts to increase, and every day is different as well, so I wouldn't like beat myself up in any way um, based on the nature of the practice I've had. I would just try to do the best that I can every day. Does that help, Avik? We, you can ask Kabirji more about this if you come in for the session this evening. I'm sure he'd have more to say. Okay. Okay. So thank you, everyone, and unable to unmute. Okay. All right.
Thank you, thank you. That helps. Actually, I was not feeling tired. I just couldn't sit in that posture for long, maybe out of practice.
Hmm. Yeah, well, then always shift your posture. If it's not comfortable, find a comfortable posture. That's perfectly fine. Cross-legged is what is recommended. So, we try to aim for the gold standard, but
I normally, from my childhood, always sat in a cross-legged posture when I was sitting on the ground, but nowadays I find it difficult to do.
okay. So then sit in a posture you find comfortable. Just try to have stability so that, you don't fall off to one side or the other. So just sit on a chair as well. Lean away from the back of the chair so that your back is self-supported. Keep your feet firmly on the ground. That we all do since many of us have desk jobs. So, our body is quite used to this posture. Just do that and then see where that takes you.
Or I'll try getting a prayer mat. I'm sitting on the bed. Maybe the mattress is the problem.
Yeah, whatever you think is best, whatever you think would suit you best. Yeah. Okay. So
Okay.
if that's it, thank you everyone, and hope to see all of you, if or many of you, today at the center. And yeah, so tomorrow is Saturday. The meditation will be at 7:30, and then Sunday we break and then begin again on Monday. All right. Bye. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Bye.